Welcome to Driving Immersion. This is the immersive racing experience. Studio 397's Le Mans Ultimate is the best detailed simulation of the World Endurance Championship. We are racing in Le Mans Ultimate using as much of its simulation factors to be as close to endurance racing as possible. We drive from the cockpit using a Fanatec CS LDD Plus wheel and load cell pedal set, without any assists except for what exists in the car. There are collisions and damage, tire wear and fuel use, including virtual energy. Give us a like and click on subscribe now so that you don't miss out on any of it. Volume up and let's go. We rejoin the race from the pits at the Bapco Energies 8 Hours of Bahrain in the Puegeot 9X8. This is the fourth stint of the race. It's now 4:53 p.m. here in Bahrain with 5 hours and 10 minutes left to go in the race.
Okay, so we are going to go for a full set of tires. And we are going to fill up as well and recharge. Now we have 1.3 gallons left with 0% virtual energy. I believe we had just enough to get in. Right now there's no damage in the car, which is a very positive sign, so here we go. This pit stop a little bit shorter because there's no damage to fix. And right now we are in third. Looks like everybody else on the grid is behind us in the pits, perhaps. And we just happen to be at the front of pit lane, and that's why it appears that we are further up than we normally would be. This time we are saving time because we are not doing any repairs. Seconds, 5 seconds. Down to the ground, and we are free.
Back on the track with the number 93. Yes, we did get a full set of new tires. That last stint brought them down to 50% and definitely will not have lasted another stint.
Very cold tires.
And we learned from Le Mans that we want a lot of tire underneath the car in order to have competitive speed and time. So around turn 2 and 3, we rejoin the field here in 12th place behind the number 7 Toyota, Mike Conway. That is turn 5. That is turn 6 to the right. Turn 7 now again down. And again with a set of fresh tires, we are actually driving very carefully to warm them up. Right now they are still just about 40 or 50 degrees below what optimum temperature would be. Now we do have our preferences set up so that the HUD on the lower left of your screen as you see it is in Fahrenheit, and the steering wheel on the upper right of the screen indicates temperatures in degrees Celsius. So as we are driving around, we are converting between the two, as there's no way to change the display information on the steering wheel. We're watching now the number 7 Toyota just ahead of the number 3 Puegeot of Mars Medina. Exiting out of turn 3, again in the Toyota, just in the back, flashing in is the number 93. And there is a Ferrari spun around outside of turn 4 and indicated there on the leaderboard as well. That was Antonio Puegeot in the Ferrari. very carefully around the Aston Martin GT3. Our tires are still not up to temperature. And we have yet to complete a full lap on the new set. This is the straight between 13 and 14. 14 now to the right. And a very slight right after that will constitute turn 15. On board the pesky Porsche behind the number 93 Puegeot. That is Mars Medina just a few seconds ahead, coming into turn 1 now.
Very deep here into turn 8.
And as we come through turn 9, timing indicates that we are still behind Mike Conway by 15 seconds now. Kevin Estre in the Porsche just behind us, about 2.5 seconds.
You pretty much have to stop at turn 10. And it looks like Mike Conway's getting away. Certainly is.
Down the main straight, clearing a couple of Mustang GT3s. In the back of your picture there, you can see the pesky Porsche number 6 passing the 2 Mustangs that we just passed.
Got our brake bias pretty much solved. Really feels good.
So very briefly there, we got to see the number 6 Porsche of Kevin Estre just behind the number 93 Puegeot. Now we are watching a very close race between the Cadillac and the Toyota. Coming out of turn 15, down the main straight, Toyota very close behind. Nose to tail into turn 1. No attempt there by Mike Conway in the number 7. Back on board with the number 93 Puegeot. That race is happening just ahead of us. And as we come in through the straight here, you can see them disappearing just a little bit in the distance.
into turn 8. Killing time there.
A lot of understeer, and we are not able to turn left into turn 11. Perhaps that was due to not enough braking. Certainly didn't hear the tires lock up. And there we see we've got 5 hours left to go, and there's 8 hours race. There, once again, we get to see in the background the number 6 of Kevin Estra. Just not making any grounds on the number 93 here. But that is a race. Circle around here, coming into turn 14. Once in a while you'll hear the tires just squeal just a little bit as we are on the edge of grip. And it's turn 15, a slight right-hander. We are back down the main straight. Again, pit entrance to the right, grandstands on the left. 153.52. A very respectable 153 lap there. And you can see the timing on the lower left of your screen there. We have a 153.5. The car just ahead of us, Mike Conway, in a number 7 Toyota, 153.4. So he is just about a tenth of a second faster, less than a half a tenth. Back to the Toyota and Cadillac for 10th and 11th place. Once again, we are riding with the number 7 Toyota of Mike Conway, coming into 14 to the right. Still a very close race. In fact, this is the closest in the race right now.
Lost a little neck there on the Aston Martin, but this Ferrari.
The number 93 having a difficult time getting around the GT3s. First the Aston Martin with a little nudge and then a big hit from behind on the Ferrari 296. In through turn 10, BMW now as we round. Right now, a very clear track here for the number 93. You can see there that we are making adjustments on our front anti-roll bar, making it just a little bit stiffer. Perhaps we can get it to be a little bit more responsive. Well, we did have a little bit of a lock up there coming into turn 1. It may have been a little bit too much on the front anti-roll bar. If we do continue to keep locking up as we brake very hard, obviously that would be the fix, is to soften the anti-roll bar in the front. And there we are, locking up once again just a little bit. Very wide in turn 8. Back to the Cadillac and the Toyota. Just up ahead in 9th and 10th place. Again, Mike Conway here in the number 7, chasing down the number 12 Cadillac.
Catching up a little bit on Conway. Not by much. But I believe he was as much as 14 seconds ahead.
There is the number 12 Cadillac coming out of 14. We are closer than we've been before. Now only showing to be 3.1 seconds ahead now of the number 93.
Callaway come in the pit. Very heavy on the brakes. And losing time as a result.
Very good turn into turn 8, turn 9 here. And now behind a couple of Mustangs out of turn 10. We're continuing to chase down the Cadillac.
Nope, my Conway's still on track. We did gain about a second on him, but he is moving up.
So both cars in our sight up ahead we are racing against. There is a third car just up ahead that we're also racing with. Mike Conway, he is disappeared down the main straight here.
Doing everything I can to get up there.
A spin there from one of the Corvettes. And that is through turn 11. Very close here in turn 12 to the Cadillac. We are just under his wing now, and we are going to get in under 13. That is the Aston Martin. We are also racing with him. There is a yellow. And we get past. Right now, the penalty system here in Le Mans Ultimate is not penalizing for passing in a yellow. And here on our screen is 8, 9, and 10 in the race. Mike Conway just 9 seconds ahead of Mars Medina in the number 93. We are looking at the Cadillac number 12, trying to get around the Aston Martin here. The 009, I believe. And there we go. Coming into turn 5 and 6. Again, on the side of the vehicles, indicated in red, is their place on the track.
So difficult to slow down for turn 11. That is the Toyota.
There is Mike Conway, and we just passed
That
him.
is Mike Conway.
Facing in the wrong direction out of turn 13. And right now he continues to fall back. Turn 4 once again for the number 93. And a very brief look there. It looks like the Cadillac has gotten around the Aston Martin 009.
Brakewood's getting tired here. It's only the 14th lap. Yeah.
Very messy time around in turn 10.
Brakes are cold.
Lap 1:53.03.
Well, we're gonna have to start braking earlier now. Wow.
Back on board with the number 93. This is turn 10 once again. That is the Lexus GT3 just up ahead. And we continue to have decent laps here. Here is a look at the tire wear, and we are 15 laps into this stint. These were new tires when we put them on, and you can see here that we have just about 27% wear, or 73% life left in the left front. And that tire is the one that's taking a lot of the work here on this clockwise circuit. Braking very hard once again.
We are out of charge here.
No lockup this time. We are down on the state of charge, so we will need to reduce our use of the electrical energy as we circle the track. Again, that electrical energy is used in conjunction with our fuel that we burn in each lap and stint. That's also calculated into the virtual energy that limits us and equalizes the field. Coming around the BMW in turn 10. Not going to give up that easy.
Slow lap.
Time 154.36.
So we've been moving up our brake bias, and it seems to be working. We are now at 55.55. We're about 2/10 slower than Neil Johnny up ahead on the last lap.
Lap 153.78.
Approaching turn 9 and turn 10. Right now braking even better than we've been braking before, with the brake bias up now up to 55% in the front. On some cars it's quite a mystery that you have to solve, and very much like that here in the Puegeot. We don't normally run as high as 55, 54 is probably the most that we'll run. But in this Puegeot, it's responding very well.
There with the Aston Martin.
That time was a 1:53.
We're still losing time.
Just about 10 seconds to the number 99 independent Porsche up front. Very far off into the background, you can see the Aston Martin and the Cadillac that we had passed in just a few laps ago. So we continue to move up here in the number 93 Puegeot.
Seventh place now on the grid. Good consistent laps. They're a little bit slow, but
Yeah, still a long race with other cars pitting at very different times. And right now we are not double stinting any of the tires. There's just too much wear here on this race at Bahrain this evening. And the way we're driving right now, I believe we will be just at about 50% life left on these tires when we come in at the end of the stint. We do have plenty of tires in the pits, though tire's not really an issue here. It does cost us time, at least 12 seconds each time we change tires. But right now there is a lot of time to be gained here with a fresh set of tires. And in fact, the field is still pretty close. And we'll need every second that we can get here.
Johnny having a very good run.
Three and a half seconds now to the Porsche up ahead. That is the very white car that is just coming in through the turn now.
That will be him in the white car, just ahead of us.
Time 1:52.61.
There we go, 1:52. Our weight is reducing from the fuel.
There he is, closer than ever, getting caught up with traffic here into number 8.
Very nice, very nice.
Oh, a big hit there on the BMW.
Spoke too soon. A little nudge there on the BMW. We do have damage. Oh, brake check there.
We are racing with the number 99 down the main straight.
53.88.
And we are continuing to monitor our laps here at 153.
Oh, got pushed out.
It definitely looks like getting around the number 99 here is not going to be easy. We've been trying now for the last 3 or 4 laps. We are pretty close, so it's a very good race now between the Porsche and the Puegeot. There we are. Very close again out of turn 13. And we're going to slip just underneath here into turn 1. He is going to keep the line, and he will have a faster exit. So back to the front is the number 99. Very good racing here with the Porsche and the Puegeot. Down underneath again into turn 4. And right now we get around the number 99.
It was very good. Oh, brakes a little warm here. He might be coming back. us.
112.
We are definitely giving everything we've got behind the wheel of the 93. The Porsche just behind here coming into turn
Very
1.
wide. He is also
Big lock
wide.
up there. We are side by side momentarily, and we are on the outside of turn 3.
Very wide in the 10 here. And we seem to have salvaged it.
Well, after a couple of laps now that we've passed the 99, he's still giving us a very good race. There he is. You can see him in the rear view.
4.4 laps. Wow.
Very wide again.
He's got a good run on us. There he is.
55.00.
Okay, cars are in the pits.
Lap 153.29.
Right now we are moving up the grid as we are passing cars in the pits. Somebody here into the wall in
There's a
turn
car all
1.
the way over there. I believe that is one of the BMWs. Into the wall.
And I believe this is lap 26 now into the stint.
definitely going to have to reduce the pressure on the tires, let them heat up. Get more grip. They are kind of warm right now, but right now we are fighting for grip all the way around.
Last one, 53.68.
On board with the number 93, it looks like we're starting to get away from the number 99 Porsche of Neil Johnny. He is now about 3.5 seconds behind as we come into turn 4. And you can see he is just a little bit of a little white speck in the rear view mirror now. Now again, we should be called into the pits anytime soon. Perhaps this time around as we come in through turn 8.
Very deep and trail braking. So, at the beginning of the stint, we did see Earl Bamber spin, I believe.
That time was a 153.99.
So we will be pitting at the end of this lap. I believe we will be just enough virtual energy.
Yes, we will be pitting at the end of this lap as we get the signal from the pits. We have 1% of virtual energy. Coming out of turn 4 and 5. We will be cutting it very, very close. In fact, at this point, we should be considering saving a little bit of energy. Getting around the 296 Ferrari and then the Lexus GT3. Turn 13 for the number 93.
Coming in. Very good stint. I think we made up a lot of time on the other cars there.
And there you see him, Neil Johnny also into the pits. There is an Alpine, there's a Porsche, I believe that is the number 5. A BMW also into the pits.
Wow, tires.
And it looks like behind
really
the
beating
Porsche
on that
may
one.
have been one of the Toyotas. So a very successful stint here for the number 93. Good and consistent lap times. And that is going to do it for this fourth segment or fourth stint of the race here at Bahrain. Thanks again for watching. If you've made it this far, don't forget to click like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.